Hi and welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. This is a reaction video for the 12th episode of Season 1 of Stargate SG1 called Bloodlines. You can check out the full reaction for this video on my Patreon channel. Check out the link in the description below. Last time we discovered that there had actually been a test of the Stargate in the 1940s and they'd sent someone through. When he didn't return, the program was mothballed until started up again. Daniel went to visit Catherine, the woman who brought him into the Stargate program in the first place, and daughter of the scientist who performed these first tests. She watched the video of the test and told Daniel that it was her fiancé Ernest that had gone through the gate. She thought he'd been killed in an accident. The General agreed that they could go through the Stargate to the same coordinates as the previous test to see if they can find Ernest. They do find him in a ruined castle, and he's been on his own since he arrived over 50 years ago. They try to return home, but discover that the dial home device is damaged and currently unusable. They try to repair it, but a huge storm causes it to fall into the ocean. The only power source left is in a device that seems to hold the wonders of the universe and was used by 4 great races, but they're unable to gain access to its power supply. They realise that they can use lightning from the storm to power the gate, and once activated, Daniel makes the hard decision to leave the device behind and all of the wonders it possesses. They all manage to return home just before a destabilised gate shuts down. So let's see what happens in this episode. I'm going to put any relevant trivia that I find over here, and at the end of the reaction I'll be discussing what happened and my thoughts about it. And it's a really hot day today. I can't have fans on because the noise causes problems with the microphone, and I haven't got the usual spotlights on just because the heat would just make me melt being under them. So if I'm a bit more washed out than normal, that's the reason why. And if I look hot, that's the reason why as well. So I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1. So they're Jafar, and that's a Gould.
He's coming around.
So what's happened?
They had to put Junior back in, Teal'c.
We almost lost you.
You were calling out something. Ryak. Does that mean anything?
It means nothing.
That's obviously not true. So were they... Well, they'd removed the Gould from inside him, but they... Obviously, when you remove it, it causes the person it's in to... don't know what the best way of putting it is. Well, I suppose die, looks like. So they had to put it back in.
As soon as we removed Teal'c's Gould, his major organs began to shut down and he ran a high fever.
So the drug failed.
What drug?
Now, if we can learn about it and safely duplicate its effect, we can save lives on Earth.
There are many hundreds of Goa'uld larvae on Chulak.
Hundreds of them.
If you recall, last time we were there, we had to shoot our way out.
It's out of the question. I can't authorize it.
Don't know, for hundreds of them, and obviously they just need a couple, one at the very least, but a couple would be nice. That's might be worth the risk. They've done riskier things for less reward. So, don't know. I think they'd take the risk for that.
You do understand why we can't go back to Chulak.
I am not concerned about my life.
I can't remember which planet
I am
Chulak
concerned for the life
was.
of my son.
I'm assuming it's the planet that
His
he
name
was
is Ryak.
first on. Oh,
I have not spoken of him or of my wife.
wow. Wouldn't they have been punished for his crimes, basically, for leaving the way he did?
Within days, my son will come of age. He will undergo the ceremony of implantation, the day when a young boy receives his first Goa'uld symbiote.
Okay, he doesn't want that to happen.
I take it you don't want that to happen.
I am not the only one among my people who believes this. My first teacher, the Jafar Master Braytak, I will not allow my son to become a slave.
So you've got a couple of days until the ceremony, you said.
Absolutely not.
We believe there's more to be gained from this mission than a single larval goa'uld.
Yeah, what? I mean, that's a lot as it is.
An army made almost invulnerable by the restorative powers of the Goa'uld larvae they carry. I mean, it's literally a Faustian bargain.
Imagine the strategic advantage, sir, if we could undermine the loyalty of the very group the Goa'uld depend on to maintain their power.
That's a big thing to ask, though.
We're pretty sure of at least
One?
one.
Yes, and where there's one, there has to be more than one.
Well, it's Teal'c, so that's two.
Colonel, will you join me in my office a moment?
Yeah, that wasn't the greatest of arguments. But I think the Goa'uld on its own is enough.
Have a seat, Jack.
Jack? I don't know if it's a good sign or a bad sign, him calling him Jack.
I'd love to get a Goa'uld larva. But I don't order
But-
my best people on a mission behind enemy lines unless I think it's absolutely necessary.
Okay, that's good. Well, he's balancing the risk against the reward, which obviously you'd have to do. I would hope they would all do that. So yeah, it's good that that is his reason for not allowing it.
If you don't want to come clean about the real motivation behind this mission, then fine. The mission is not approved.
So you're going to tell him about Teal'c's son?
General, Teal'c has a son. Don't you think we owe him something?
Someone's coming through.
Teal'c! What are you doing?
Stand back from the keyboard.
Ooh. Would they... I'm assuming they would do that, the guards appearing like that, for anyone dialing the Stargate without permission? Yeah, they would. I'm just thinking, or was this showing that they don't 100% trust him? But no, if it's an unauthorized use, they would put their weapons on anyone doing it, I think.
You know far too much about this command. I can't let that kind of knowledge fall into enemy hands.
I will die before allowing that to happen.
Damn it, Teal'c, that's just what's going to happen if you go through that gate alone.
Okay, so he's actually protecting him by not letting him go. He's under his command.
Which is why I am inclined to authorize a mission to return to Chulak and allow you to bring your son back.
Not just him on his own, a team, which would have more chance.
When is this ceremony supposed to happen?
Within the day.
Oh, could have given them a bit more notice.
Glasses.
Take your hat, your baseball cap off as well.
We shall return.
Ready to ship out, sir.
I know it's simple, but I do like the way that the helmets close up. As the sound effects they add as well gives it extra bit.
These are scholars from the Court of Apophis. I am to escort them to the temple.
Why do you not show your face, my lord?
Number 3. You dare touch me, priest?
That seems a bit odd that they would say, why have you got your helmet closed? Well, it's his right to keep it closed. I mean, why would they doubt who he is? So I'm assuming he did keep it closed because he thinks he'll be recognised. And I suppose in his position that he had, he was a fairly high profile person. So yeah, he probably would be recognised. Was that his house?
Is this your...
My former home.
It was destroyed after he left. I'd say surely his wife and child would have been killed as a punishment. Which is what he thinks has happened. So what does that mean? Traitor?
What does this mark mean? I don't recognize this.
Traitor.
Had to be. It's there as a warning to others.
Teal'c, there's no reason to believe your wife and son were in the house when this happened.
I'm not being in the house when it happened, but they're still going to be prime targets. He must have known that that was going to happen, though, after he did what he did. And what would happen to his family.
Tekmate Braytak.
So is he the one that Teal'c said was on their side?
My wife and son. I'm told they escaped the burning.
Told. So that means he hasn't seen them. That's another point. Why would he be going through the son go through the ceremony? Again, why would they trust him? After what is, I mean, I would assume, from what I've seen, they would have a system of the sins of the father basically are passed down, and so yeah, even as a punishment, it's awful. But I would have thought they would kill his son. I'm surprised they would let him go through the ceremony to have a ghoul put inside him. That seems a bit odd. Doesn't seem to fit with what I've seen.
The greatest Jaffa master I have ever known.
It's an honor to meet you, sir. No, I don't think we came to fight you. A shade.
Oh, nice. It was a test, but still nicely done.
Were I 100 years younger, it might not have been quite so easy.
100 years.
God, I'm sorry.
133.
You must work out.
Yeah, I thought he was 120, so he's looking good.
Your family is Krishna. Outcasts.
So yeah, so why is his son going through the ceremony?
Go back to the Stargate, take up positions where you can lay down cover fire. We might need it. Wait there for us for 24 hours. If we're not back by then, we probably won't be.
So send them back to keep the path clear, so that if they do have to grab and run, they've got them there to cover their backs.
Well, we'll just have to cross that bridge when we come to it.
No,
If.
the bridge is too well guarded.
I like that. That's, yeah, phrases that common to us would be lost on them.
Maybe Braytak's feeling a little tired. Might want to take a little
We will
rest.
follow. Teal'c and I will lead.
No, actually, you see, I'm in charge here.
I don't think you are.
Teal'c tells me your world is without gods. Difficult to imagine.
Well, surely he now believes that his world is without gods. I thought that was the whole point, that the Goa'uld put themselves as gods and he doesn't believe they are. So that's an odd thing to say. Yeah.
So this Hammond is...
Just a man. Very good, very bald man.
What's wrong with that?
Jaffa priests, that's Apophis's emblem.
What are they carrying?
Yeah. They're got the Goa'uld in there.
I haven't been to church in a while.
Disobeying Jack's orders. I suppose. Are they? I mean, as long as they're there within 24 hours, I suppose they're okay. I'm assuming he thinks his wife... Oh, child. That's where the ceremony's happening.
Teal'c. The traitor.
So they do recognise him.
I have no wish to harm you, priest.
Oh.
But I will not allow you to perform the primta on my son.
So he's got respect for the person, but yeah, he's not going to let him perform the ceremony.
Teal'c.
His wife. Oh, is he dead? Oh. It was unintentional, but... Ah. And the Goa'uld's dead as well. Well, there's one for them to look at least.
You have condemned your son to death.
Assumed he'd already done that. I suppose putting the Goa'uld inside his son was like a test for the son. If he did it, he'd prove himself.
Did you see where I am raising your son? You have abandoned and betrayed us.
Great that he did just leave them.
No, no, he believes you are dead.
Dead.
It is easier than the truth.
Yeah, but all the people around them would have probably mocked him for what his father's done, so he'd probably know that what the truth.
Carry your son back to the hovel that has become his home.
It's a bit hard to believe that he could leave his son and his wife like that all this time. Oh, so what is that? I assumed it was the Gould for that ceremony, but it's not.
Right.
Is he gonna hate him?
Father,
Maybe not.
I knew he was not dead.
Is he ill? And that's another reason she wanted
Do you
him.
understand now?
Yeah, to have the Gould inside him, because it would healed him. But Earth medicine can probably cure him.
I know scarlet fever when I see it.
So what kind of meds have they got? Paracetamol or something to help bring the fever down, or?
It won't cure him, you know. It'll take more powerful drugs than I've got with me.
It probably was like a painkiller, just because that's what they would have on them for first aid purposes, and something to bring a fever down.
Well, who on Chulak needs to steal one?
We do.
Right.
Why steal one when you can have 3 or 4? They can leap out though, we've seen them jump, so careful.
On 3. 1,
She's gonna grab it!
3.
Okay, on 4.
4.
That's risky.
Really, really, really hate these things.
Like I said, if you got one, you might as well grab a couple more.
Daniel,
It's gonna shoot it.
if we kill them when they're as vulnerable as they are right now, we'd be no better than the Goa'uld.
I was just about to say, part of me's with Daniel on this one. But that noise is going to have drawn attention. I'm surprised out of all of them, he's the one who did it. Am I? I mean, he's thinking about his wife as well. Again, I'm surprised he didn't take the others. So that's both missions accomplished almost.
Brother Teal'c.
No, maybe not.
There is another way.
Puts the Gould inside him. Oh, put his Gould inside him.
You can't live for more than a couple of hours without that thing.
It is a father's right.
Is that going to be enough, perhaps, time? Can he do it temporarily, just to cure his son? Can he then remove it again from his son? I'm assuming if it's only in him for like an hour or so, it won't wreck his immune system, so it can be removed. Or is he giving it up completely and fully, knowing that he'll die to save his son? The way the other one said it, like it's his father's right, sounds like it might be permanent. Or Teal'c's intention is permanent. Blimey, I wouldn't want to be the guy in front. The ones behind him were shooting a bit close to him.
What the hell do we do now?
Yeah, they're pinned down.
This is gonna be close.
They don't know what a grenade is. If that was happened on Earth, they probably would have scattered, but they just stood there. 2 suns. So yeah, that's the planet that they were first on, where Teal'c turned against them, the Gould.
Teal'c's kid was too sick to make it to the Stargate, so we gave him his own Gould to keep him alive.
We have one.
Ah, yes.
You dare steal from the sepulchre of the temple?
It is sacrilege.
Well, that's a bit surprising. They got that reaction.
It is young, not yet ready for implantation. But we will try.
So who are they going to give it to? They're going to give it to Teal'c, or they're going to switch them back? They're going to give it to Teal'c. It's like a warning sound, so they're all going to be on alert. Oh, no. Well, that's not a very good tactical move. Send them all off. Don't stop. Keep going.
Father has given you life. A Gould?
It is all I can give you until I return.
So he's going to leave them all there.
Flight before the priest. Tell them I tried to steal your son away.
That kind of helps, but I still don't understand why they're still alive.
Teal'c, we gotta move.
Why does he take them with him? Maybe it's safer on Earth. So they haven't accomplished any of their mission. His son has the Gould inside him, and they haven't got any. They haven't got what to take home. No, where are the other guards? Are they prisoners? Was he going to pretend they're prisoners?
Behold, my friend, the traitors.
Oh, cannot pass, Braytok.
You know of me?
You were once the greatest Jaffa warrior of all.
They have to die then. They recognize him as to kill them.
We wait.
Whoa!
Not bad for a man of 133.
No, not bad at all. I guess that's why he's called Master.
The priests come too, they'll tell Apophis that you betrayed them.
Yeah.
I will cross that bridge when I come to it.
He would have to kill them, because, yeah, he's a traitor now.
I have another young warrior to teach of new worlds and false gods.
Oh, he's going to teach his son. That's nice they showed him like respect by saluting him. And the other guy, that I assume that's a sign of respect as well, to hold the staff up. Okay. Well, it was a good episode. An awful lot didn't make sense. From what we've seen of the Gould, they are just ruthless and have no thought of human life. They would have killed them all. They wouldn't have let them live. And also, really, the entire mission was pretty much a waste of time, because they had two things they wanted to try and do: save his son from getting the Gould inside him, and to take a Gould back for experimentation and examination. And they didn't do either of them. So both were in their grasp until the end. Let's say, I wonder if they could have removed it again after they put it in his son. Can you just do it temporarily and then take it back? I'm guessing not. And surely, I don't understand why they didn't take them back to Earth, because that would have made more sense. If they then took him back to Earth, maybe they could have removed the Gould symbiote then, back on Earth, and given him medication to help. It'd only been in him for a short amount of time, so that might have allowed them for his son to survive without it inside him. So there's a lot of weird things, but it was. It's also weird that he didn't say anything about his family and that he hasn't gone back to save them before. That's not great, because he must have known that they would be ostracized and treated badly for what he did. So that's a bit weird as well. But it was nice to see a bit more of what goes on. So the guy at the end, when he's saying knocked them out. Yeah, they recognise him. He helped them escape. I mean, he's going to be a traitor now. That doesn't make sense either. But I did actually enjoy the episode. It's just there's a lot of the weird things that didn't quite make sense. It was nice to see the general at the beginning. I quite like him, but we don't see much of him. But he was against the mission for logical reasons, which he has to do as a general. But then when he found out that about Teal'c's son, that was basically just was going to say pushed it over the edge as far as the mission was concerned to make it a go, but I think he actually did it more out of being nice to Teal'c and to a member of his team to help them. I don't think that was based on any kind of military aspect. It was purely a help him save his son. If we get a Gould out of it as well, great. So yeah, no, it was good. You could see when he puts foot down to Jack that he's a good general. His orders go, but he adapted when he had more information and found out more, and then made the mission go. So yeah, I did enjoy it. Just a few weird things with it. So let me know what you thought about this one in the comments below, and I shall see you for the next episode. Be seeing you.